Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Today we are looking at Gruhapravesha, a very popular puja in Sanatana Dharma, where there is this culture of whenever a Grihastha enters a new home, a certain puja is performed. The purpose of the puja is for space shuddhi, or creating a certain positivity in the space, removing any negative energies that might be there, and ultimately seeking Ishvara's blessings. During this puja, various deities, Adhisthana Devatas or controllers are invoked, each with a specific purpose, so that the whole space works in a certain way for the benefit of the family that is going to stay there. But why is this important? Ultimately, isn't the house a collection of just raw materials like cement, wood, bricks, sand? Isn't this just an enclosure that we have created on earth? Therefore, why is a puja required to be performed? Let us understand this concept and many more things in this video. If you haven't watched our series of Life to Puja, a small set of 5 videos that explain any puja in general, we definitely recommend you watch that, because it helps you understand the concept of any puja in general. Do also subscribe to our channel to understand different pujas and different aspects of Sanatana Dharma, because this whole subject is not a linear one. The more you are accustomed to various concepts, every puja, every step in the puja, as you sit through it, starts making more and more sense. The plot gets unfolded and you start enjoying the experience better. Alright, coming back to why a Gruhapravesha is important. In Sanatana Dharma and as per Rishi Darshana, every object has multiple dimensions to it, and physical dimension is just one of them. For example, if there is a brick, the fact that it's a brick, it has a certain chemical composition and weight, is just one aspect. That object also has an aura and a presence. In the Vedic Drishti, nothing is motionless, nothing is lifeless. Every event for making that object come here leaves a certain energy footprint and a certain impact on the cosmic system. So now let's look at this a little more closely. If one looks back, before we enter this house, several events have already happened, right? The labor has worked to construct this house. A lot of builders, carpenters, plumbers were involved. A whole supply chain was involved in bringing these raw materials here, which means that a lot of trees might have been chopped down, the earth must have been digged out, a lot of extraction, preparation, storage and transportation. Thousands of events are behind all the objects that have come together for constructing this space. So all these raw materials have their own karmic imprint. Several conversations might have happened in this house, either by people who have already stayed here before, or by the builder or people who were actually involved in the whole process. The land on which this house stands might have been used for various purposes in the past, accumulating its own karmic imprint and its own history. If you are purchasing this apartment from somebody or from a company, they might have had done various activities to acquire the money required, the approvals required, and so on. Several animals, plants, trees, microorganisms, insects, several people might have gotten displaced or got killed in this process. If it's a house where somebody has already stayed, their thoughts, conversations. So, by buying, renting or starting to use this house, we are in some way indirectly getting connected to all this that has happened in the past. So, a Gruhapravesha is a puja designed to handle the following aspects. Number 1, balance out the karma that might have gotten accumulated in getting this house constructed. 2, offer a sense of prayashchit or penance all the life forms that have gotten displaced or killed during the construction process, because for us to have a place that we call as home, all these life forms have undergone a great sacrifice. Offer our gratitude to Ishvara, who has blessed us with a place that we can call as a home, where we can stay protected and we can pursue our good deeds and spiritual sadhana. And finally, use energy consecration via mantras. Invoke the right deities so that this whole house becomes a compatible container for the people living in this place. What is this concept of making this a compatible container? See, in Sanatana Dharma, a house is not looked at as a physical enclosure. As we already saw, it has its own karmic imprint. And because we spend a significant portion of our time awake or asleep in this place, we eat here, we pray here, the puja is designed to make this whole environment conducive so that we naturally start moving towards the well-being aspect. There are several elements that are subtly involved when you look at a house. One is the space itself. Two, there is air that flows through the space. There is water, fire, and earth involved in all the materials being used. Then there are subtler elements like sound, light, and vibrations. Each of these 8 elements have their own qualities and influence on a person. Therefore, the combined purpose of this puja, and as we invoke the Adhisthana Devatas, is to try and create a harmony with this material nature of this whole space. Try and create a harmony among all these elements that are involved, so that the people who are living there, their thoughts, their moods are naturally moving towards spiritual progress. The fundamental purpose of Grihastha is, while one tries to achieve material progress and material comfort, the pursuit of spiritual bliss must also go hand in hand. And trying to keep both these goals going forward in the right direction is not easy. It's not in our hands. We need to meet the right people, right events need to keep happening to us. We need to have a certain basic comfort and happiness in our life so that we can start thinking about Ishvara more and start doing a more spiritual sadhana. So a house, a happy home goes a long way in making these things happen. So Gruhastha and Gruhapravesha puja are therefore intertwined and interconnected in a big way. We hope this video has given you a general idea of why Gruhapravesha puja is performed, and now let's look at what our state of mind needs to be when this puja is happening. A, gratitude to Ishvara for giving us this place. Asking all the Adhisthana Devatas that we are invoking to guide us in our life in such a way that our decisions are making us move towards more peace and more happiness, and we get more opportunities to help others as a Gruhastha. B, as a sense of prayashchit, as we already discussed. Once again, remind ourselves of how many sacrifices many life forms and other people have done for us to get the space that we are now calling as a home. Vow that we are going to use our time and energy in this space in positive manner. Finally, not just look at this home as a physical construction, but as a thriving container that is actually going to help us improve our health, wealth, spiritual progress, and so on. Bow down mentally to all the various deities and grahas and devatas that are forming up this space and all the various subtle elements in it who actually govern this space. Keep it a happy space.